Talking the easiest golf swing with driver and 3 of the most important checkpoints. We can't afford for that face to open. We're going to be fighting it through the whole swing. We really need to make sure we're not doing this. Revving it up from the top, throwing all our power away early. We definitely want to feel it to gather into the golf ball. It's back, the badminton racket is back. So these are the checkpoints. Number 1 on our list. How we start the swing, it's got to be pretty important, right? So let's start with that, I think. But before we get into this, guys, I want you to comment down below, what driver are you currently gaming and what have you been gaming all of the season? And do you intend to change? Are you someone who changes every year? Let's see what we're all like. Are you that person that's like every season, new club? I mean, I would love to be in that situation, but let's hear what you guys are. Let's see what kind of majority of people are at. So please do comment that down below. So let's get on to the first checkpoint. Now, if you do have a badminton racket, trust me, you will not regret getting it out of the garage and trying this. Go and wipe the dust off it and try this. So grab it where you've got the badminton racket and the golf club together in your hands. Now, yes, I know you can't quite take hold of the golf club, but it's more the principle of what we're after. So with a driver, because this club is far away from us, we tend to want to swing it more around us and we tend to see this face open up a little bit more in an effort to make the swing flatter. So what I want you to feel here is we grab the badminton racket and the golf club and we make some swings away. Now, up to hip high, I want you to really feel your upper half starts to swing and your strings of the racket stay pointing towards the ground, just like this. So that's our first checkpoint. Can we control that club face through the first half of the swing? Check. Can we get the strings of the racket pointing to the ground, not out to the side? Checkpoint number 1. And I think if we can really start our swing on the right foot, that puts us in a much better position moving forwards. It makes everything else fall into place just that little bit easier. So we're really trying to feel that we start this takeaway really wide with the hands, Rory McIlroy style, really trying to feel as though the hands work in. So if we imagined the hands work in and around us, this gets the golf club to work out and in front of us. Strings down to the ground, check. Now, point for the top of the backswing. This is the point I think where most people get a little bit lost because of the actual takeaway. Top of the backswing tends to work really long and it tends to really see this cut position at the top. We need to get out of that. We can't have that cut position at the top of the backswing. That is going to give you a massive chance of that face being open on the way down, and that's not something we want. We don't want that face to be open on the way down. So try this to me. Be Dustin Johnson. Yep, you did hear me. You did hear me. That is what we need to try and do. Well, not to that aspect, but so if I said to you right now, can we feel as though our logo is more to the sky as opposed to cupped down onto our watch? Now, I always wear a watch to play golf in, and I always get a feeling, if my wrist is quite weak, of the watch digging in there. So I always try and feel that I make my lead wrist and my forearm matching at the top of the backswing. Tying those first 2 points, that's really going to help us move your driver swing forward. Going to make it feel easier. A lot of you right now are putting a lot of effort into your swing with an open face and not getting much product. Now, there's nothing more frustrating than that. So this is going to help you get a more consistent club face down at impact. So it's tie points number 1 and 2 together. That's really important, I think. So gripping down, hands on, checkpoint number 1. Checkpoint number 2, can we really feel we've got a nice turn, really feel the lead wrist is flat, not cupped at the top of the backswing. And for a lot of people, this is going to feel really strong. Also, look at my position, my right hand's in a more cupped position, and my lead wrist goes flat. That's the relationship you've got to understand. This is what we're looking for at the top of the backswing, not this. This is really, really important in terms of controlling that face. So they're points number 1 and 2. And I would actually encourage you, if you're right now at the driving range, just make some slow swings. So we've talked about gears on this channel, building it up slowly. Gear 1, feel those positions, and try and do it all as a blend of 1. So what I mean by that is back, blend, up, not dot to dot. I really think that doesn't put us in a good position to move the swing forwards. It's actually hard to do that and then take it to the golf course, whereas actually learning this and blending it all together slowly, puts us in a much better position. Try that, 15, 20 balls, just getting used to this club face being a totally different position. Totally different, honestly, totally different position. The final bit, this is what I kind of class as what would be the most important bit. I'm guilty of it, so I'm going to hit that thumbs up button because I'm that person that does that. I want you to hit the thumbs up button as well if you're guilty of this. We get a driver in our hand, whether it be on the golf course or the driving range, and it's like, wow, we can give this plenty. Before we move on to the final part of this video, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for the support, number one. Also, welcome to the channel if you're a brand new viewer. If you've not already hit that big red subscribe button, that's that one down there. And by the way, turn the bell notification on. These are simple tips for anybody to try at the driving range. Make sure you try them out because they're really simple things. We don't go into too much detail. Okay, we talk about feelings, we talk about things that you can try to improve your golf. And leave me a comment and let me know if you're enjoying all these tips. So hit that big red subscribe button and that bell notification. Let's move on to the final part of this video where we talk about speed. Right, I want you to think of a rev counter. I don't want you to rev it in gear 1 and it'd be like, whoa, a bit jumpy. And all that power's gone. It's all unloaded up here and there's nothing left down here. If we're being really picky, we want the peak force of our club head to be happening as we're going through the golf ball. Now, we always talk about, and you look at this in a little bit more detail, peak ground reaction force. We really want that to peak just before impact, so all our power is being thrown out towards the golf ball. So that would actually translate to the power of the golf club being at impact at its maximum. Far too many golfers will stand there and make that power go too early. I'm guilty of it. And then we see the ball flight go because our face is open. We try more effort, it goes shorter, and we don't feel like we're getting any consistency. That is not what we want. So we're going to really try and feel now. I want you to imagine a rev counter and almost a gathering of speed. So it's like a woof. So it's just really slow to start with in the start of the downswing, and then we put the power on at the bottom. And I don't want it to be short and sharp power. I want it to be a gather of power, like a smooth acceleration into the back of the golf ball, not fast and jagged. So I would really make some practice swings through and through. Trying to apply that to the golf ball. You saw there how I was accelerating up into the golf ball, not letting all that speed go too early. And that's really going to give you so much more consistency, more likely to hit the middle of the club face. Add in those tips of a square club face with a takeaway, top of the backswing. We are on to a winner. Simple, easy, powerful driver swing.